Is There a War Against Black Men? Featuring Cynthia G and Umar Johnson.
G, you did say, why are we going all the way back to 1960? There is some truth to history when it comes to evaluating anything or anyone. So what do you say to that?
So I would like to know, what did you do in response in history other than go to the Supreme Court and petition to have access to the men's women that you're complaining and accusing of disenfranchising you? See, because in the 1960s, what Black men were really doing, and it's been documented, many civil rights leaders have admitted to it, what Black men were doing is chasing the white man's woman, trying to so-called stick it to him by way of going to their women.
Well, there's definitely some truth to it, but I think that truth is also evident in Black women. Black men, many of them may choose to want a white woman, but many Black women choose to look like white women. So we have to look at ourselves, and we have to recognize that the pathology is not more of one gender than the other. That's the issue I have with conversations that seek to see who is more at fault, the Black man or the Black woman. It's not about who's more at fault. We rise together or we will perish together. The Black man cannot survive without his woman, and the Black woman cannot survive without her man. And the issue that I take with my two sisters' narrative is I hear a lot of criticism, I hear a lot of condemnation, but I don't hear any empowerment. I don't hear any solutions coming from either one of them. It appears as if that there is a hatred towards Black men by those sisters. Even when they said, why are we going back to 1960? Let's stay in 2022. That is so immature and irresponsible of a statement. As
a person's history, in this particular case, Black men's history in America, and why it doesn't matter when it comes to the war being waged against them. We'll talk about that.
Jim, do Black men marry white women because of the nature of Black women? I know in some of our earlier conversations you mentioned that the Black women you've met have been uptight. What do you mean by that?
Well, I'll answer the one question. What do I mean by uptight? Going toward a more militant attitude about their own identity. And in many ways are way ahead of the Black man, because I don't know why, but in many ways are replacing the Black man. There's a whole, there's an almost an unfeminine aspect of the Black militant woman.
Do you find that some Black women you've known, out of your personal experience, blame the Black man for what happened to them in slavery even today?
Of course. You know, if the Black man, regardless of the causes, failed to protect her, left her in a position where she had to sell herself or bargain with her body and so on. Yes, you know, she had there's resentment about that, but it's very complex now. You see, I think in another generation you'll get a whole crop uptight about their position in society. There are many, because I'm generalizing now, many are overreacting against Aunt Jemima, the Aunt Jemima image, the submissive Mother Earth type, unselfish, all giving, especially all giving to the white man, sexually and in the kitchen, every other way. And she's also overreacting against the problem of having to be the breadwinner, the matriarch of the house. The myth of the Black matriarch is really a myth, because she is not. It wasn't her choice. Many Black women, I'm sure, once they found this job had a certain social and political dignity to it, relished it and wielded the rolling pen, you know, like any minority group mama would do. But no matter how much she might relish it, it wasn't her choice to begin with. she would always have preferred the black male to have run the house, to have saved her from white rapists, white slave owners, you know.
Why did you marry Jim? But first, do you know what Jim means by the uptightness of black women?
Oh, yes.
You've been in the theater.
Well, I've felt it. I've sensed it with almost every black woman that we know, whether they accept me or not. You know, whether there's always a tolerance, but there's always hostility behind it. I can understand it intellectually. Thank God I didn't have to go through the process that made it occur. I happen to think it's a good thing that they're showing hostility. I think it's the only thing they can show at the moment. And I think out of the hostility, I think that's a healthy sign.
It's crazy for people in 2022 to believe that the civil rights movement was only fought by black men. That black women were not getting hoses, dogs sicked on them, just like them. In every fight that was fought against our oppression, black women were right there to take the blows along with black men. In the year 1968 that Martin Luther King died, a black man got on nationwide TV, which is important to understand because there was no social media sites back then. And he proclaimed how masculine and unfeminine black women were and that we need to get over it. So we can pretend all we want to and think that black men just got this opinion about black women, but this is what black women have always been talking about. That a black man sat on an interview with a white woman disparaging black women. I'm Mama Rain. Like, share, and subscribe. And as always, have a great day. And don't forget to leave that comment. Bye.